Hello, my name is Thomas Spark. Today we're going to take a look at ExpressVPN to help you decide if it's a VPN worth using. So let's go ahead and take a basic look at ExpressVPN right now, get a feel for what they're offering on their main page. So right away you're going to see they have a 30-day money-back guarantee, which is quite good. They have apps for most platforms. They really think they're quite fast. They have the best encryption. They value customer support. They have a lot of locations. Again, money back guarantee. Nice chart here showing off some of the features they're offering. We got unlimited speeds, bandwidth, good amount of protocol options, no logs, good amount of countries, simultaneous connection up to 3 devices. Normally I like to see 5, so 3 is better than 2, which is the amount of connections they used to have, so they increased it by 1, but I would still like to see 5. They have round-the-clock customer support. You can see down here live chat, referral program, and again that money-back guarantee. So it seems like to me right away that they're really pushing this money-back guarantee forward, and I think one reason that might be is because of the pricing. Now, ExpressVPN is a little bit more pricey than some other VPN providers. So you can see right here that, let me just make this a little bit smaller so it doesn't get in the way. You can see right here that ExpressVPN starts off at $12.95 per month. Now I would say a good middle ground for VPN is around $9.99 a month, and we see some VPNs like private internet access really stretching that low cost to $6.95. Some other VPNs like Safer VPN is around $8.99 or around there. IPVanish, TorGuard around $9.99. So $12.95, it's really $3 more expensive. And at that low price point, it's definitely noticeable. Now we're going to look at the 6-month plan. That's $60. You could get private internet access for $60 for an entire year. So that just goes to show you that ExpressVPN could almost be twice as expensive depending on which plan you get. Of course, private internet access's 12-month plan is around $60. 12-month plan here is around $100. So one thing to keep in mind with ExpressVPN, it's definitely pricey. Now later on we're going to test the application and the speeds, and we're going to see if this price is really worth that asking price for the basic consumer. You know, are you going to get anything extra? Is it going to be super polished? Is the customer service going to be worth it? You know, is the features within the app going to make the asking price a little less harsh? So right away we can see it's pretty simple sign up process. You're going to enter a new email. We have a good amount of payments down here. Bitcoin, it's good to see. Now we don't see any other cryptocurrencies mentioned here, but that's okay. Most VPN providers only provide Bitcoin as a payment. Only one I've really seen that provides payment for almost any currency out there is TorGuard. So keep that in mind if you're a Monero, Litecoin, Dashcoin, whatever coin you are into, you're not going to be able to pay for ExpressVPN with some of those options, but Bitcoin is here, which is good to see. So we're going to go ahead and start the sign up process right now. So in order to pay for ExpressVPN with Bitcoin, it's quite simple. You just click Bitcoin, enter in your email, and then you're going to want to scan this with your phone's Coinbase app, or if you want, you can send the money directly to the Bitcoin address. So for me, I'm just going to use my phone. This is how you do it. Go to your account. If you're using Coinbase, it's quite simple. Or if you have another Bitcoin wallet, it's also easy to scan a QR code. So if you're going to want to pay for ExpressVPN with Bitcoin, there is going to be some fees associated with that due to Bitcoin having a lot of fees. So it looks like rounding it out, to pay for 1 month of ExpressVPN is going to be around $14.80. So let's go ahead and pay that right now. Looks like with some fees from Coinbase, if you're going to be sending from there, for me it was around $17.47 for 1 month. So it's a little pricey, All right, so once you go ahead and send your payment to ExpressVPN, mine actually had some kind of like confirmation issue due to some kind of lower monitoring fee or something like that. So should be okay though. Once you get your email, you click on Set Up ExpressVPN, and this is actually one of my favorite things about ExpressVPN is how easy it is to set up. So basically all you do is copy this code right here, and then you're going to start downloading the program. Once you download the program, you want to install it. Just click on the little .exe file. We're going to start that up right now. So this is what installation is going to look like. Setting up, up. Now one thing I want to mention about ExpressVPN when I mentioned the pricing is that, it better have a lot of polish. And for my last review, I kind of get that impression. A lot of the graphics on their website are kind of, expensive looking, and you can tell they spent a good amount of money on freelancers or whatever to do the graphic design. You can kind of see it right there in the videos, and just overall look and feel of the entire app and the website seems to be kind of premium feeling. So once you get this far, this is where you're going to start setting up the app. You're going to copy in that code that you got off the website. And now I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this feature because I don't really want it starting on startup right now since I have other VPNs already. It gets kind of annoying. So all you do is copy in that code, and that's all there is really to it. You don't have to remember your password or your login or anything like that. It's just super simple. And like I said before, I think this is one of the things about ExpressVPN in my past review that I noted. Looks like it's still pretty simple to set up as well this year. This new review I'm doing right now. And it looks like they might have updated the interface a little bit. It has kind of like a button kind of design more. Smart location. Let's go ahead and choose the location. Seems like it's recommended me to New York. Looks like you could favorite the servers. See good categories here. I like this actually a lot, how you could kind of categorize it. Overall, pretty good. One of the best, I think, server organization tabs from any VPN I've seen, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and look at the tab here. We got speed test. I'm not sure if that just takes us to the website. We'll test that in a little bit. We got options. This is where you're going to really get a lot of the meat of your VPNs. This is kind of how a VPN can differentiate itself, how it can, go a step above these options. So right here, it's good to see that ExpressVPN is giving you control of your protocol options. Now, I saw this in Safer VPN where it's kind of automatic, recommended. So we don't really want to use any of these ones per se. The best option is probably going to be OpenVPN. So automatic, not really sure why it's giving us, I'm not really sure exactly what the default option would be, but I still think OpenVPN is probably the best default to pick for most circumstances. It's the fastest, newest protocol to use. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the account settings. Just pretty standard stuff. You can sign out or get 30 days free for a friend. So that's good to see, a good referral system. Looks like they have a browser extension now, which is cool. So the way this works, it's kind of like a proxy. It's going to hide your IP address and just kind of keep you more anonymous while you're browsing. It's not going to exactly encrypt your internet, so your ISP is still going to be able to see what you're doing with this. They just won't be able to kind of lock you down with cookies, won't be able to see your location and stuff like that. So that's what browser proxies are good for. Now advanced, we're going to see a little bit of DNS leak protection here. Overall though, it hasn't really changed too much since my last review of ExpressVPN. Not a ton of settings to play around with. Not any new features really per se. When comparing it with an app like TorGuard, it has a lot more features and configurations to play around with. So if you're wanting to be a VPN power user, you might want to check out TorGuard instead. I'll just show you really quick on what kind of settings you're going to be able to get with TorGuard in comparison. So this is just going to be like a little tiny comparison between TorGuard and ExpressVPN, just to keep you kind of educated what you might be missing out with ExpressVPN. So here we have the Netflix server that I added in as lets me access Netflix with dedicated IP. You have proxy settings here. You have a ton of network settings. You have script support, different ways to use a kill switch. Doesn't really even look like ExpressVPN. It looks like they do have the kill switch here, the internet kill switch, but TorGuard actually has both internet and application kill switches. And you're just going to see some more settings here, depending on like how you want the app to behave. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about ExpressVPN, that you might be missing out some of these extra configurations and settings, but If you're new to VPN or you don't really care about all that stuff, it's not a big deal. So we're going to actually go ahead and test out ExpressVPN, see what kind of connection speeds we're going to get, see what kind of, if we're going to have any leaked IPs or anything like that. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and connect to the server. I like the animation here. It's kind of cool, showing you what's happening in progress. We're going to go ahead and do the speed test out as well once we're connected. So we're going to have to, looks like we're connected now, like I said. It looks pretty polished right here. The pretty simple interface. I like it. Shows you're connected. So one other thing I like is that when you minimize it and do it like this, it just kind of stays on the screen. It's not going to hide in your taskbar like private internet access tends to do. So I think I like the look and feel of this app a lot so far. It's not letting me do a speed test right now for some odd reason. So let's go ahead and do a speed test right now. So it looks like I'm in New Jersey. Do a speed test. We might have to play around with the servers a little bit. I'm not exactly sure why it's recommending me to connect to the New York server, but yeah, see. We're getting kind of slower speeds here than I would recommend. TorGuard, some of the other VPNs like IPVanish, usually my ping is around 20 ms. Download rate seems to be okay. We'll have to test that in a little bit with some real world torrenting tests. But right now it looks like this recommended server isn't too hot, so let's go ahead and try a different server. Let's go ahead and look at a different server here. I'm going to disconnect. Go ahead and choose a different location. Let's see here. Let's go United States and let's try out a San Francisco server. We'll go ahead and start if we want. Cool. Goes there, nice. So let's go ahead and connect to that. Let's see what kind of speeds we're going to get with this instead. I'm just going to wait for it to connect and we'll start the speed test right now soon. Does it? Yep, it hides. Okay. So it looks like the VPN is on. Let's go ahead and test it out. See what kind of speeds we're going to get. So in this section I decided to test ExpressVPN's torrent speeds, and surprisingly compared to the speed test results, I found the speeds pretty capable. Some VPN providers like private internet access and TorGuard and IPVanish have gotten so far as 27 megabytes a second on my internet speed downloading this Ubuntu file, and ExpressVPN gets around 10 to 8 or so megabytes per second, so decent enough for torrenting at least. One weird thing I kind of noticed, it still thinks I'm kind of like in New York. I'm not really sure why. It says we are connected to the San Francisco server, so looks like there might be some kind of things going on with their servers. Maybe not picking the right server for connection, or maybe some of them are overloaded or something. But it looks like I might even be in like the New York server still, even though I connected to the San Francisco server. So that's something to think about. Overall, again, we're getting kind of mediocre speeds here, kind of a high ping, okay download rate, but let's go ahead and check out some of the security features, like if our IP is leaking or anything like that. So we're connected to ExpressVPN right now, and it looks like we're kind of getting some weird results here. So it says we're in the United States, New Jersey, but then also it says we're in the United States, California. So not really sure what's going on there. Still seems to think we're in New Jersey. Although we did connect to California. It says we're in San Francisco, so I don't know if there's some kind of glitch or really what's going on here. But if you're the type of person who's wanting to use a VPN to connect to some kind of media server, or you need to always have a specific IP to a specific location, ExpressVPN, as you could see, might not be the best choice, because if you're connecting to somewhere, you might look like you're coming from somewhere else. So it seems to think like right now we're in New Jersey, where we should be in California. So a little bit of a mix up here, not really sure what's going on. So I thought I would give ExpressVPN benefit of the doubt and test it again, see if we get some better speeds, maybe check a different IP. I don't know what's going on. It still says we're New York. We picked LA. Let's go ahead and see what we're seeing here. Now it says we're in Delaware. It says we're in California here according to our DNS. But yeah, it says we're in Delaware, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. Okay, so let's go ahead and test out the customer support, see if it's really all that it's cracked up to be. Just gonna put my business email in right here. I am connecting to San Francisco server, but when I look at my IP, it says I am in New Jersey. Okay. Well, I guess ExpressVPN's live chat is not available right now. I actually just mentioned them in the best live chat services, but as you can see, they are not available all the time. So keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and check out, some other things. Let's look at their privacy policy. Let's see here. Let's kind of see what kind of stuff they keep. So information related to your account. They collect stuff about how to improve their VPN, but they do not collect contents or destinations, DNS queries, IP addresses, so that's good to see. Yep, there's no way to connect the VPN diagnostics to the individual users, which is good to see. So overall, this is good to see. It looks like a pretty decent privacy policy. Let's go ahead and see if they have any forums or anything. Support. It's just kind of like the support page. Doesn't really look like much forums or anything. So what does strong encryption mean? Why don't they put 256 AES encryption? It's a little vague, a little annoying. Overall, I think they could make some of these things on the website a little clearer. Let's talk about less why we want a 30-day money-back guarantee, and less how we want unlimited everything, and more about exactly what kind of encryption we're using. Let's up this to 5 devices. Let's make this so it's limited customer support and chat and email, not round the clock. Those are some errors I've noticed just throughout the course of this review. Ultra secure and ultra fast. It might be ultra secure, but from my test, it's not ultra fast. 5-star customer support, it very well might be, but the live chat feature is down right now. Yeah, so that's my basic look at it of ExpressVPN. So, yeah. Now I'm going to talk about the conclusion of this ExpressVPN review. So first of all, it does have decent security. It seems like they use AES 256. They don't really collect logs, so from a security standpoint, it should be okay. Secondly, I want to mention the mediocre speeds. I had high ping, download rates were okay, but overall, not the fastest VPN that I've tested for sure. I think in some ways, the way the servers work is good for profits, but bad for privacy kind of mentality. So what I think is happening is that ExpressVPN is kind of using what is a fake location. So the IP seems to be coming from a specific spot, but it's really just somewhere with cheap bandwidth. So that's why we were seeing those virtual locations saying that I was, somewhere where I wasn't. So this is kind of dishonest and not the best interest of user privacy. What some VPNs do is that they actually have the traffic coming from that area, which is more expensive, but overall better. I would like to mention that it is very noob friendly and easy to use. Setup is probably one of the best setup experiences from any VPN. It's just copy and paste the code and you're good to go. Alongside that, it's very polished with the look and feel. It feels very modern and clean, and I like the aesthetic overall. Settings are minimalist, but there's nothing confusing to configure, and it has essentials like a VPN kill switch and things like that. Lastly, I do want to mention that ExpressVPN is pretty expensive for each pricing scheme, whether that be monthly, 6-month, or yearly. It's definitely going to cost a pretty penny, more expensive than other VPNs, and I'm not quite sure that it lives up to the price. I know some other VPNs with more features, better speeds, better round-the-clock customer service than ExpressVPN offers. So fortunately for now, unless you want something that's just super polished and easy to use, there's better options out there. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this review, and stay tuned to Best 10 VPN for more VPN reviews and helpful guides and tutorials. This has been Thomas Spark, and I'm checking out.